Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we are finally going to be reviewing a Dodge Challenger Hellcat Super Stock. I'm super excited, haha, that was kind of lame. Anyways, a huge shout out and thank you to 4 Horsemen Racing for letting me review their Super Stock. They have it for sale right now at Southtown Imports. If you're interested, I'm going to include a link to Southtown Imports website in the description down below. I'm also going to include a link to 4 Horsemen's website in the description down below as well. They are a customization shop here in Utah, so if you want to customize your vehicle, definitely check them out. Like I said, link in the description down below. Let's get into the review. Under the hood, we have a supercharged 6.2 liter V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are a whopping 807 horsepower and then 707 pound-feet of torque. So the Super Stock has as much torque as the original Hellcat had horsepower, which is crazy. And this is basically a demon under the hood is the best way to look at it. Also, notice how we've got the SRT Hellcat Redeye logo there on the engine, which is pretty cool. And by engine, I meant supercharger. Anyways, let's go over the front end of the Super Stock. So first off, I love how this has the satin black hood. It contrasts perfectly to the red paint on this particular car. Of course, we got the dual snorkel hood. Now, it's not as cool as the Demon's like gigantic air snorkel, whatever you want to call it there in the center, but I still think this looks really cool. Coming down below here, you guys can see here with the daytime running lights and the headlights, we have our SRT Hellcat logo there on the grill. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there, right? It's kind of more on the subtle side of things. Tons of like aggressive openings here because again, you got to have a lot of air to feed that supercharged V8. Anyways, pretty aggressive front splitter and just looks like an awesome modern muscle car. Now, coming around the side here, we've got 315mm tires wrapped around 18-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And you're probably gonna be like, wait, 18's on a Hellcat? Why is that? Well, first off, you guys can see here, we've got these Brembo brakes, which pretty much fill up the entire wheel. But the reason that we have these 18s is because we have what are essentially drag radials from the factory on this car. I'll show you guys a view from the rear in just a moment. But again, the Super Stock is supposed to be like a drag strip ready car from the factory. It also has the wide body package. We have our Hellcat emblem here on the side. And this thing looks so cool here from the side view with the wide body. And here's a better look. You know, to like the untrained eye, someone might look at these tires and be like, wait, the tires are bald. And it's like, nope, this is, this is what this car comes with from the factory, which it's ridiculous. Now here's our key fob. You guys can see here we've got our SRT Redeye emblem here on the back, and yes, we got the red key for today's video. And then you got normal practical functions here, like your unlock, your lock, remote start, and then the opening here for the trunk. And I'm actually curious to see if this is just like a normal Challenger trunk because, well, it's a Super Stock. And yes, it is. Like, there's no funny business happening here. It is just a normal Challenger trunk. That's pretty cool. So anyways, now finishing things up with the rest of the rear, you guys can see here with that satin black, how that's in the center and then also on the roof again, looks really cool. And of course, gotta have the 4 Horsemen logo right there. Look at the fuel door, how that's blacked out. And then you've got the spoiler here, nothing too crazy happening with that. And then the Challenger's signature LED tail lamps. And then notice the parking sensors down below. And well, you guys are gonna love the exhaust later in the video. But anyways, there's the rear. Now here's the door panel for the Super Stock. Just like other newer Challenger models, you guys can see here with the padding and the stitching to kind of make it so the interior is a little bit more upscale. Now it's got a regular window controls here, memory seats, speaker for the Alpine sound system, and then you can see here with the front seats, full leather here, of course, says SRT right there on the seat. And then it has back seats that are normal. So yes, 807 horsepower, and it's just a regular car pretty much, right? Anyways, you guys can see here with the rest of the leather, very comfortable, by the way. You've got your adjustments here on the seats, partial power, partial manual, and then pedal layout down below, which, come on camera, do your job, there we go. And then you can see the light controls up above. Steering wheel is power adjustable. Let's pop in. So here is the steering wheel with the Super Stock. You guys can see you've got nice leather trim all around, perforated here on the sides so you can get a better grip. Paddle shifters for that 8-speed on the back. Controls for the center stack, voice command controls, cruise control. Yes, this has cruise control. Radio controls in the back. Turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and there's a steering wheel. Now here is the center gauge cluster. You guys can see the RPMs on the one side. I love how they have the red finish. 220 miles an hour. Boy, oh boy. Anyways, you can see with the rest of the vehicle information, and there should be the thing that shows us the 129 miles an hour. That's actually not as quick as what I thought someone would have taken this up to, but anyways, there's the center. So here's the center infotainment system. First off, if we pop it into reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. Resolution, pretty decent. Now, you guys can see we've got the SRT dashboard here. We've got all the different drive modes, including the sport and the track mode, and if we press the drive mode tab, you can see the whole setup right here. And notice how we can basically customize everything. Anyways, we have line lock, launch control, chiller, right? So you guys can see here, it basically redirects the air conditioning to cool down the engine, just like in the Demon, which is pretty cool. Line lock is basically your burnout mode. And yeah, there's just so much. This does have the regular performance pages as well. Heated, cooled seats, dual zone climate, like normal practical car stuff. I mean, what more could you ask for? Notice that like stitching and padding continues here onto the dash, and of course we got another SRT logo there on the side. And then you can see here we've got our analog controls for like the volume. We have our shortcut here to the SRT pages, launch control as well, your dual zone climate controls, shifter for that 8-speed automatic. And this trim here kind of has like almost like a 3D appearance in certain lighting. It's pretty interesting. And normal center console. It's got USBs, auxiliary, all that kind of stuff. And the normal glove box as well. Same thing. Well, not USBs and stuff, but practical, right? Anyways, bobbing up here to the top. No center for anything like that. Again, this is supposed to be like a drag car, but there you go. Well, I almost forgot. Here is the window sticker for this. So you guys can see base price on a Hellcat, $59,000 on a Hellcat. But this is obviously a super stock. So you guys can see here for the super stock package, it is a $20,600 upgrade to get the super stock package. And then this has a couple more options on top of that. But this was the original MSRP. I'm sure this is going for way more than that now because there's just not that many of these out there. But $88,950. Also, look at the fuel economy rating. But this was the original window sticker. Now, with that being said, let's drive it. Let's talk about visibility before you set off. Here's your visibility of the hood, both the mirrors, which actually have blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. I am going to remember this day for a long time because, well, I got to review 4 Horsemen Racing's Viper ACR back to back with their super stock. They also have a TRX over here if you're interested in that as well. They literally have every single cool vehicle from Dodge like ever made. I know the TRX is not technically a Dodge anymore because it's a Ram, but it's a Hellcat powered truck. Like, they literally have the dream garage. Like, if you could ever make a dream garage, it would have a super stock, a TRX, and a Viper ACR. That's such a cool setup. But anyways, we're just gonna start here in auto mode here with the super stock. And if you guys are wondering why I'm not going even though my lane is empty, well, you can never trust Utah drivers. They always like to change lanes without turning on their turn signals, and things get kind of dicey. Love that Hellcat sound. Now, I own a Ram TRX, you guys probably know, and this just gives you so much more supercharger whine compared to the TRX. Now, I don't know if it's because of like the noise insulation with the Ram 1500 and the placement of the engine, all that kind of stuff, but this you hear so much more supercharger. Now, we are going to pop it into the sport mode. That's so cool. Such a cool sound. Now, I'm interested to see, let's go back to the SRT dashboard. Let's go to race options, chiller. Oh, so you can I can just turn it on whenever I want, and I just lost my AC. That's pretty cool. You can just turn it on whenever you want. Obviously, I don't need it because I'm not on a racetrack, but that's still cool that you can do that. And this is so crazy. Like driving this back to back with a Viper ACR, this feels like a full-blown luxury car. Like this is so smooth, so comfortable. Like I've got an air-conditioned seat and like nice plush leather, versus like the ACR is like super firm suspension and like straight up race car. It's like, it's crazy how luxurious the Hellcat is. Like this, I feel like I could daily drive. The ACR, definitely not. But I don't think anyone's, you know, planning on daily driving an ACR if they buy one. That is for sure. Oh, that sound is so beautiful. Just, ooh, those downshifts. And another thing here with this car is so torquey. You barely have to get on it when you're just in normal traffic. I know you guys are waiting for an acceleration. Don't worry, we're gonna get one. Whoa! That wasn't even full throttle. Wow! Oh, those shifts hit so hard. Just listen to that. That is so... Oh my goodness. We have a whole red light situation coming up here, so this should be pretty fun. Now, other stuff with this car, noise insulation's pretty solid, and yeah, like I said, compared to the Viper, this feels like a full-blown luxury vehicle. Now, I'm not going to just go full throttle punch it and do a burnout. I'm going to like ease into the throttle. Plus, I got a RAV4 in front of us that we've got to contend with. Whoa! Wow. This is like the coolest Hellcat I've ever driven. Hands down. Like, there is no comparison. This hooks up so much better than any other Hellcat because of those tires. It is 99 degrees outside, so it's like perfect weather for it. But my goodness. Now I'm gonna roll down the windows a little bit here. Oh my goodness. Now, normally I don't go through this tunnel, but I have a 807 horsepower Hellcat with one of the best sounding powertrains on the planet. So of course we gotta go through the tunnel. Okay, you're welcome. Oh my goodness. Oh. That is so crazy. This car is like, I'm in love with this thing. I am absolutely in love with this thing. I've driven so many Hellcats from, you know, the standard Hellcat with 707 horsepower to, you know, the Redeye and, you know, the regular wide body, and now this. I've even driven a Demon. I wasn't making reviews at that point, sadly, so I don't have a... I have a review of the Demon, but I don't have a review of me driving the Demon, sadly. But what I can tell you is this thing is absurd. Like, it's so fun. And you know, obviously tires like this, they aren't going to have the longest lifespan. So like, this is the type of car you get 2 sets of wheels and tires, right? You have your like daily driving set, and then you have this set for the drag strip and for when you want to have fun. But like on days like this, when it's 101 degrees outside, which you think would not be ideal driving conditions, this is what this car was like, I feel like meant for when it comes to on-road driving. Because yeah, there is still, you know, some wheel spin, there is still some drama, right? But man, does it hook up wonderfully. And yeah, this is such a blast. And the thing is, this car is, I mean, this car's not gonna exist in the future. Oh man, I'm getting as many accelerations for you guys as possible, so so I can hit home the point that the Super Stock is the car that you should buy. So yeah, it's obscenely fast. It actually hooks up, and it sounds amazing. It's comfortable. You could daily drive this. This is such a fun experience. And so like, seriously, if you can afford the car, and if you can afford today's crazy gas prices, this is a car to get. And this is like, they're never gonna make anything like this in the future. Like, you're not gonna be able to do that again in the future. Like, you're gonna be able to accelerate that quickly, but it's gonna, you know, be the whirring of electric motors, not the brutality of a supercharged V8. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this Challenger Superstock. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to 4 Horsemen Racing and to Southtown Imports for giving me some time with this car. I'm gonna put a link to both of their websites in the description down below. I'll see all of you in the next video.